As we get ever closer to the New Hampshire primaries, Donald Trump's super PAC is preparing to go on the attack against Nikki Haley. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the 2024 Republican presidential primary. Now, as many of you probably know, for the past couple of weeks, we've been hearing this conspiracy theory that secretly Nikki Haley was a plant for Trump and she's gonna be the VP and all this other crap. I mean, some people actually believe Trump was working with Haley and it was actually a scam. Well, turns out, just like many things these people say, that was wrong. In fact, Trump's super PAC has just launched an attack against Nikki Haley in the great state of New Hampshire. Yep, he is going after Nikki Haley. That also kind of demonstrates the fact that she is the closest threat to Trump in the state. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Now, let's be clear about this. Some people are going to say, this is a sign that Trump is scared of Nikki Haley. Just stop. Listen, there's been some polling that shows Haley is potentially cracking the low 30s, but that's still too early to tell if that's just a fluke or whatever. But Trump still has a large enough lead over Haley, according to RCP. And this attack seems more of a, hey, we're going to attack her now just in case to make sure no last-second magical surge happens. That's what's happening here. Trump is trying to solidify his lead over Nikki Haley in New Hampshire. Trump's basically already cracking 50%, so he's going to win New Hampshire. It's just a matter of how much. That's what this comes down to. He's just focused on winning New Hampshire by as much as humanly possible. Because really, if he knocks out everybody in Iowa then New Hampshire, what pathway does Nikki Haley have? None. So let's get into it. The super PAC backing former President Donald Trump is preparing to target Nikki Haley in upcoming ads in New Hampshire. According to new TV ad buying paperwork, the first time the group will go negative against Trump's former UN ambassador in a sign of her continuing to surge in the early primary state. The media is trying to make it sound like this is a huge surge, that she's within the striking distance. Even the polling that had her in 29%, she was still down by 15 points. That's with a lot of undecideds and possibly a lot of voters that would bail on Ramaswamy or DeSantis towards Trump after Iowa. So this surge, all she's doing is consolidating the never Trump electorate in New Hampshire, which kind of makes sense because New Hampshire is a bit more moderate, even though for a while Trump was actually doing better in this state. That was due to the fact that everybody's been focused on Iowa, except Chris Christie. And I think that's what's really happening here. All Haley's doing is consolidating what's left of the never Trump Republicans. That's all that's happening here, which in New Hampshire is a lot more prevalent than Iowa, because Iowa's far more conservative, while New Hampshire's far more moderate. The group, Make America Great Again, Inc., sent information to the CBS station in Boston indicating an upcoming ad titled Really would mention Haley. The ad is set to begin running on Tuesday, according to the station's ad contract. The Boston media market covers most of New Hampshire. The ad first aired early Tuesday morning. And I like this attack. You know, New Hampshire is a more libertarian, more economic-focused state. The state is more focused on the generic taxes, spending. It's a bit more libertarian. And what Trump's attacking her on is actually really smart for the state. Focused on taxes. And I know people are going to say, oh, but taxes, you know what? That's not a big deal. New Hampshire it is. I mean, New Hampshire is a state that they care a lot about having as little taxes as possible. Historically, they've had little to no taxes in the state. I mean, that's the thing that separates New Hampshire from the other states, is the economic issue. So, I think this is smart. I think he specifically attacked her on, she said, I will not ever support raising the gas tax. And then she flipped on it 5 years later. She proposed a 60% hike. Holy crap. So, that's what he's focused on in New Hampshire. Calling Nikki Haley high tax Haley. I think that's actually a smart move. Because you don't want Nikki Haley to have some BS last second surge. Hammer her now with a month ago that, hey, she flip-flopped on taxes. She wants to gut Social Security. She wants to raise your taxes with the gas tax. It's like, hold on a minute here. Are you sure we should support her? Now, Haley responded in a post on X. 2 days ago, Donald Trump denied her surge in New Hampshire existed, she wrote. Now he's running a negative ad against me. Someone's getting nervous. Hashtag bring it. Oh, good lord. You're still down by 20 points. It was one poll from, I believe, CBS that had her at 29%. Congratulations. One poll. Which we still gotta see if that was a fluke or not. I mean, these people are unbelievable. You're still down by 20. Even your best poll, you're down by 15. Listen, if you take third or fourth in Iowa and Trump beats everybody by 30, 40 points, and Trump's already got a 20-point lead in New Hampshire, what do you think's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Trump is going to pick up momentum, and he's going to win New Hampshire by a lot. All he's doing is trying to win New Hampshire by as much as possible. And Nikki Haley's the closest to him. That's what this is about. This isn't a conspiracy that Trump's now down in New Hampshire. Especially if he wins Iowa by 30 or 40, and he's already had a 20, 30-point lead in New Hampshire, he's going to win by possibly a record amount. Multiple recent polls show Haley pushing away from the GOP pack in New Hampshire in second place and getting closer to Trump there as the primary looms next month. She also recently secured the endorsement of New Hampshire's popular Republican governor, Chris Sununu. But I've said this many times before, and I'll say it again. Chris Sununu was polling below 10% in the state. His own state against Trump. 10%! So he may have some sway here and there, but based on past results in New Hampshire the past 3 years, I doubt he has really any influence within the state on a federal scale. I mean, every endorsement of his has backfired. The former president still leads by double digits in every recent public survey in New Hampshire, though. And that's the thing. He's still up by 15, 20 points. They're making this sound like she's within 2 points. It was one poll that had her at 29%. One. And I've looked in the crosstabs, and while I'm not denying there's a possible surge here, maybe a 4 or 5 point increase, you could look at the poll and you realize, hey, they may have overstated the moderate support here, or the percent of the electorate being moderate. You know, I'm just saying that one poll, if other polls don't show the same thing, you can write off as a fluke probably. Not this delusional, she's now ahead. The Super PAC has spent $2 million on ads in the Granite State so far. A small fraction of the 46 million GOP candidates and outside groups have spent on ads in New Hampshire. The top spending Republican group in New Hampshire has been the pro-Haley Super PAC SFA Fund, Inc., which has spent $14 million on ads per ad impact. Oh, good lord. And this is the big thing nobody's talking about. She's already spent $14 million, or her people at least, on New Hampshire. just on ads. 14 million. New Hampshire's not a big state. I mean, it's one of the smaller states in the country. If you still haven't gotten within like 5, let alone within like double digits, what do you think now you're going to magically surge? We're seeing this based on the polling. All she's doing is getting what's left of DeSantis' support in the state to switch to her. That's all that's happening. They're just shuffling the bottom deck. This isn't, she's at 45%, Trump's at 42%. No, she's at 25%. Or something like 20%. You're still down by 20 points. But MAGA Inc. is ramping up its New Hampshire ad spending, reserving more than $2.1 million in airtime over the next 3 weeks, which I think is far more critical than this, when they've already spent $14 million, while MAGA Inc. has spent virtually nothing. If he's already up by 20 and he's not spent a dime for 5 months, I think it's kind of important that they're spending $2 million here. The Trump Super PAC will be the latest, but hardly the first Republican to target Haley. At the month's GOP debate, all candidates on the Trump-less stage lobbied attacks against Haley, and a pro-Ron DeSantis Super PAC fight right has been tasked with the job of discrediting her to voters. Earlier this year, MAGA Inc. had launched an attack ad against DeSantis, knocking the Florida governor for his past support of a national sales tax. Oh yeah, I'm sure that MAGA Inc. was scared of DeSantis when they launched that. Give me a break. This isn't, them being scared there's a secret conspiracy that she's up ahead. No. All that's happening is she's the closest to Trump, and they want to make sure, we'll just try to beat her by 30, 40 points. We'll try to have a record performance. That's all that's happening here. Not some conspiracy that she's secretly ahead or Trump's terrified of her. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.